Hello, everybody. I'm TychoCelchuuu. Welcome to a Company of Heroes 2 Shoutcast featuring Sir for Senior Forska as the Oberkommando West and Romeo, wherefore art thou? Romeo as the United States. These two players are pretty dang good. SR4, difficult to pronounce name, who has a truck which looks so nice in this Simoski lighting, even though this makes everything look purple, which I'm not a huge fan of. Hey, when I go down to here, everything's not purple, but when I go up here, it's purple. That's weird. Okay, Sir Forska is 69th best Oberkommando West player in the world, 33rd best Soviet player in the world, and also every once in a while plays Oster, and is the 129th best Oster player in the world, despite not playing a ton of Oster. So Sir Forska is pretty dope at this video game. And then Romeo is the 33rd best United States player and the 134th best Soviet player. So I would take the US and Oberkommando West rankings with a grain of salt. Actually, it's pretty easy to get high rankings as the new factions. I'm not sure why. I guess no one's fucking playing this video game, because I'm ranked pretty high as Americans, and I'm shit. Like, I haven't even learned how to play. I've played 11 games with Americans, literally, and I'm ranked pretty high. Like, I just finished placement, and I outrank probably most of you people watching, and that's sad. So we got to give the rank some time to shake up. So it's not weird. And some wire going up right at the very beginning. Very clever to deny this, although for doing this, Sir Forska is losing some capping time, although now there's one Sturm Pioneer standing in the cap zone. What a misshapen cap zone this is. This thing isn't anywhere near the center. Whose job was it to draw this line, to paint this line? In actual World War II, the lines were often painted by prisoners of war, which was a very, it was a menial job that no one wanted to do. So probably this was painted by prisoners of war who didn't really give a shit. These red and blue lines that change depending on who captured the flag, that's actually an anachronism. That didn't happen in World War II. That's just the magic of computer technology that we have today. In World War II, they would have to plant little flags by hand around the perimeter of the territory whenever someone captured points and stuff. So it got pretty tedious. But obviously this game is a simplification of actual World War II, so some things aren't exactly how they would have happened, using his rear echelon troops to capture some points all around. I like the dresses that these guys wear. It's very fashionable. It's nice to see men secure in their masculinity, dressing up in women's clothing. You don't really often see that in Western video games. Japanese video games, you see that every once in a while, but I feel like the Japanese are a little fucked up and they aren't doing it with the right kind of sentiment. So I guess there's yellow cover here at the edge of this road. No fighting yet. So I just have to keep saying bullshit. Hey, here's a fight. Or nope, yep, no, oh, hey, rifles! And they got some really nice damage on the Sturm Pioneers, and Sturm Pioneers unfortunately refused to fire, and now going to get cut down on the retreat, so that was pretty bad. They did catch themselves a rifleman, but aside from that, that was really fortunate for Sir Forska, who did go double Sturm Pioneer. I thought I saw 2 Sturm Pioneers on the field, this one having been purchased recently, and that's sort of, I'm not sure if it's unusual. I haven't seen enough games and played enough games to know if this is unusual, but it's still, and Rogers is streaming. It's still not something you see quite as often, because look, 320 manpower for a Sturm Pioneer squad, that's a lot of money for something that's not teching up or anything like that. Not like you don't get your money's worth. These motherfuckers can fight, but still, it's not cheap, so we're going to have to see what he does with these. Maybe we'll get suppressed by the rear echelon. It'd be nice. I'm sure they see each other at the, with whatever. I'm sure they see each other at this point, so the United States could have suppressed these guys and not had to deal with them, but they did nerf, I feel. Didn't they nerf? Am I making this up? Did they nerf suppression fire in the new patch? I don't know. Volley fire, sorry. It's not called suppression fire. They might have nerfed it. I don't know. Anyways, he activates it, and Oberkommando goes around the building to just wait it out. If we go to Romeo and click on Romeo's Juliet here, you notice it's a 15-second duration on this thing, and it's going to take a while to recharge, so he just fucking gives it up, and he's like, let's make some green cover, and now's the perfect time for these guys to come in. Normally I would not advise building stuff under fire, but you're fairly safe building stuff during a fight like this because these guys are going to shoot the riflemen shooting at them. And this could be bad if you lose the rifleman. Squad goes down on the retreat, and that's going to be a big deal for the United States, who has recently teched up to this tier and has recently purchased one of these things, an M20. So he's going after my own heart. I love to see players go for the M20 utility car because I feel like it's slightly underutilized compared to the AA half-track, which is understandable because the AA half-track owns face, but M20 is nice. And he also just researched, he or she also just researched frag grenades, so that's pretty sweet. We're going to see some grenades maybe doing something. What is this shooting? Oh, they're shooting the tank trap. That's literally not doing anything. That's kind of bizarre. It's incredibly amusing, don't get me wrong. I hope Relic never changes that, but it's just also kind of bizarre. It's amusing because it's bizarre. It's absurdism. It's like Catch-22, the book. If you haven't read Catch-22, the book, you should read Catch-22. Look at that! Look at that beauty of a grenade! Oh, look at that beauty! Right in the knickers! Not... knickers, probably not the right word. Right in the groin. That hit him right in the testicles. That man is not conceiving children anymore. He's dead too. Any kills? Yeah, just one kill for the M20 so far. That's exciting. So I like the bold cutoff by the American hero. Ooh, doesn't want to lose that rifle squad. That would be bad. And he did some damage to these Stern Pioneers, but whatever. He'll just keep capping. Then you can just retreat. How's this base is looking like a fucking shitstorm? There's a Puma and everything. So we do have the fast Puma, which is a good counter to the fast M20. One of the nice things about the M20 is that it does kind of maybe force out... No, it doesn't force out a Puma, but it does urge your opponent to get a Puma as opposed to the AA half-track, which will explode if it goes over one good M20 mine. Unfortunately for that, you have to rely on your opponent being smart enough to know that M20s get mines. A grenade right there, and smart enough to anticipate it and stuff, and most people aren't that smart, so they'll just buy an AA half-track anyways, and then you can blow it up with your mines, but you might not have actually laid any mines. You were just hoping to mind game them, but you can't do that because they weren't smart enough to know that you could have laid mines. Is what I'm saying making sense? I hope it's making sense. But there's a fucking bazooka. Are you noticing how good that, I guess, missed? It must have missed, because if it... What the shit is even going on? Well, there's the M20. They're like, well, I guess we're walking. Now it's time to walk from now on. These guys are going to die. Nope, they retreat. Good call there from the Oberkommando, and also good call pulling out the Puma. No reason to leave it in a fight against those bazooka guys. A couple lucky hits, and that would have been the end. We do have Airborne Doctrine chosen for the United States of America. And we got Pathfinders. These guys are apparently sword-like snipers. I never see anybody use them. Let's see how they work. Contact! Get down! And a grenade. Oh, this is going to get ugly. Kill the guy. I want to see the Pathfinders do a thing. Anyways, nice repair. Going down. How's this match going? Let's do some analysis. That was a nice dodge, but too late, and they get fucked. Oh, but they wiped the squad. What a bloody brutal battle right there. An exchange of explosives, folks. Just like you might exchange children or spouses with another person, that was an exchange of grenades, and like the exchange of children or spouses often does, it ended in death and a complete loss of a Volksgrenadier squad, which often happened when you exchange spouses. Swingers in the 1970s would often destroy entire Volksgrenadier squads at their keychain parties. If you know what those are. These Pathfinders don't seem to be doing anything. I was really looking forward to an exhibition of the abilities of the Pathfinders, but pretty much nobody in this fight is doing a goddamn thing. Fucking Puma is dismantling a wall, fucking Pathfinders aren't doing... Somebody lost a rifleman squad up here? Yep, they're dead. Meanwhile... Oh, wow, 2 guys dead. There's the Pathfinders doing a thing. What is this? The squad will plant a hidden beacon at the target location. This beacon will reveal nearby enemy units on the minimap, improve the accuracy of paradrop in the area, and allow paradrops to paradrop reinforce nearby. Jesus, that's a hell of a beacon. And it's free, too. That's a good thing. You can tell I don't play Airborne very often. Oh, and they cloak and cover. Because they're snipers, I guess. They even have a hold fire button because they're snipers. For snipers, they're pretty fucking terrible at killing infantry, I gotta say. They were fighting Stern Pioneers the entire time, and they killed 2 people in some sort of, like, burst of luck. And then, that was an AT grenade, by the way. Not homing! I believe somebody has asked that question of me before, and if they haven't, they could have, which is, do these AT grenades home? Like, do they track their targets the way the Panzerfaust does, or the way the AT grenade that the Soviets have does? And the answer is no, it's a fucking piece of shit. If they move when you throw one, it's not gonna hit. So don't fucking do it. Just jump out of your M20 scout car, like these guys. These guys know where it's at. These guys with the little wheel icon. I was gonna do a mid-game analysis, then stuff happened. Also, it wasn't really mid-game, we're just 10 minutes in. Brutal fighting. United States doing, I think, a bit better at capping overall. They got into here. Ooh, we're gonna have a pair drop somewhere. I can't see shit. Where are you, airplane? Fucking. It's too high. It's too high. Too much marijuana. No, it is a pair. Oh, wait. He pair dropped it right in his fucking base. Where's the excitement there? How does it only have 3 people? What the shit happened? Does it pair drop with 3 people and then you have to reinforce it? That's some bullshit. Okay, surely it wasn't shot at, so that's the only explanation. What kind of cheap-ass airplane flies over here? I'm only gonna push 3 people out of this airplane. You can deal with it. You can find a 4th guy on the ground. Fucking get your own 4th guy. You don't have enough, so that's lame. So the United States was doing pretty good capping-wise, managed to cut off the fuel even, was up around here, eventually lost a rifleman squad up here though, and the middle was more or less split evenly, plus the United States had this, which is always a little tougher for the South player to get. But now the Oberkommando West is pushing back on the field, as you might be expected during this lull, and look at this fucking infantry blob. Not like I have a problem with blobs, actually I do, but not like I have a huge problem with this blob just because he's moving out of his base, so it's sort of reasonable to expect it. But now we're going to have a big fight setting up with the United States player who's going to have to decide what he's going to do with all his forces. The Oberkommando West player is going to have to decide how to react to this United States aggression. Will this aggression go unchecked? It looks like probably, except for some mines, because the Oberkommando is just not really fielding enough units to do anything. Honestly, has almost nothing on the field. Don't really know what's up with that. It's because he's got 3 fucking Stone Pioneer squads. You know how much manpower that is? That's 3 times 320. 3, 6, 7, 8, 960, plus he's teched up to tier 4, which explains the relative lack of stuff. It's nice to have tier 4 here. They just buffed this gun, by the way. I'd like to see this thing shoot, and I'm sure it will, because this is right by the cutoff, so that's a good place to put it, and I'm excited to see what that is going to do later in the match. United States player, meanwhile, is taking a sweet time moving out. Not like there needs to be a hurry, but whatever. And now the Oberkommando West is the one who's actually going to make a move, sort of, by seizing this building and going for the Samoa pin, the classic Samoski pin. That grenade does shit all, or fuck all, I suppose is the correct term. These Stern Pioneers are just going to take it in the face, because there's all these people, and they're going to get grenaded. That was really unfortunate for them. If they had dodged that grenade, that would have been much better. As it stands, they're going to be cut down on the retreat unless the Puma gets the clutch, saving. They might actually get the clutch. Wow, that's a real... No, they're dead. And the Raketenwerfer, meanwhile, is moving up along the bank of the river. That's not going to happen. Turns out there's actually nothing for the Raketenwerfer to fire at, so if it were decrewed, it wouldn't be the end of the world. And having teched up to tier 4, I think this is the right choice for the Oberkommando West, despite really not having a lot on the field and really not being able to fight off the United States too well. Things are going well for 2 reasons. First, things are going well because the United States player is being really non-aggressive here. The United States player is capping up in the north with some rear echelon because they can't do fuck all anyway anywhere else. But aside from that, the United States is being really, really unaggressive, hanging out in this field, has this AT gun set up, could be firing at the Puma, but it's not because he doesn't have sight, and he's just not moving in. He's taking his time with the grenades. They're literally not doing anything. These guys are just hanging out. And so that's one of the reasons the Oberkommando West is being fine. The United States not being aggressive enough, and now when he is being aggressive enough, just doesn't have a lot to get these people out of the houses, aside from grenades, which weren't doing anything. Second, oh, that's cool. He's capping down here, and these people unfortunately did not get shift-clicked enough. They need more waypoints to be doing something. Second reason Oberkommando West is doing fine is because he's teched up. He or she has teched up and has purchased Obersoldaten. The Obersoldaten are the most Ober of all the Soldaten in Company Heroes 2. In fact, of the entire Company of Heroes franchise, these are the most Obersoldatens. So you can tell how good they probably are just by knowing they're Ober. But already they've got a kill. I kind of want to jump to them. They're gonna destroy all. I can just tell you now, without looking, they're gonna kill the rear echelon troops. And in fact, if we look up right now, they're all dead. That was in like 4 bursts from the MG34 or whatever the fuck these guys carry. It's an MG34. So Obersoldaten, there's a huge massive thread on coh2.org about whether they're OP. Check it out, medical supplies. The Stern Pioneers can drop that shit when they get Vet 1. Cool stuff, not a lot of people remember that, because why would you? You can just get the medical truck, but this guy doesn't have the medical truck. Oh, there's a huge fucking thread on COH2.org about whether Obersoldaten are OP. I don't know what the consensus is, but a lot of people saying, look, you tech up to tier 4 and you dump 400 manpower into something that can only fight infantry, because these guys don't have any anti-tank, to something that can only fight infantry, then honestly you deserve to get something pretty badass. It's like a hard counter to infantry. It's an infantry unit that hard counters infantry. So that's what some people say. Other people say, no, they're OP. I suspect those are people who are getting killed by Obersoldaten, but I'm not really in a position to judge. I haven't played enough to tell you whether or not I think they're OP or not. I love there's always a, look at that, see, I love it when they do that. They fucking raise their, like, gun up in the air. Like, I don't, well, he's not doing it now. Wait until he's fucking, they have a lot of, there, well, okay, I don't know. It just looks really funny. I don't know why, yeah, look at that. He's like, I don't know. It's like a dance move. I think there's a strafing run coming in. I don't know. Oh, no, paratroops. They're fucking coming somewhere. Where? Down here. I always miss this shit. Here's a fun thing in Company of Heroes 2. Paratroopers, you now have to... Uh-oh, it's a Puma versus a Sherman. Let's watch this. I bet the Sherman's got HE. Yeah, it's got HE loaded, so it's gonna have to... Fuck! Who died? Oh, these guys. Nothing exciting there. I expected they would die if the United States player was not paying enough attention. This is bad. Don't want your Sherman in this duel with the Rakettenwerfer and the Puma. He's just going to want to drive out of here, and the Puma's maybe going to chase. I would be interested in seeing this Puma chase. Where's the AT gun at? It's over here, so potentially the Puma could chase. It does get some rear armored hits. Remember, this doesn't have armor-piercing shells loaded. It's got high explosive shells loaded. It's killed some Obersoldaten, so that's pretty sweet, but aside from that, and we have some Shreks here, or a bazooka here, which is maybe going to save its ass. Yes, indeed, gonna save its ass. Doesn't do any damage, but scares it off, so great. Fun thing about paratroopers in Company of Heroes 2, there's like wind when you call them in, and like if they land on a building, or if they land on anything except the ground, they just fucking die. Are these guys shooting now? They have 5 kills. I want the Pathfinders to do a thing. Are you ever gonna kill anybody, or are you gonna get vet for being a meanie and not actually killing anybody? There's a kill. At this rate, it's like the AT gun versus the Pathfinders to see who's gonna out-kill these people. Oh, the AT gun's gonna get a friendly kill, maybe. Do fucking something. Are these guys literally useless? I mean, there is green cover, so that changes things, but still. Like, these are not snipers. If anyone tells you these are snipers, snipers don't fucking do this. I mean, snipers also don't survive if a grenade lands on them, but... I don't know what Pathfinders are, but they're not fucking snipers, I'll tell you what. What does this have loaded? It's still got HE loaded, so HE shells are nice crush, by the way. Gotta love that. I just crushed the fuck out of some guy in this last game I played with an Ostwind. I was like, hey motherfucker, you got an American infantry blob? I have an Ostwind. You're not gonna retreat immediately when you see me? I'm just gonna crush you. Oh, so they did buff this thing and it's shooting the shit out of the Sherman. And that's really unfortunate for the Sherman. It could pop some smoke right now. Pop some fucking smoke! Pop a fucking pop a Marlboro! Pop a Camel cigarette! You're dead. We just lost a medium tank, says the guy who states the obvious. That's his whole job. And we got a retreat bug here. Retreat bug, folks. They're not retreating. So this could actually be really bad for the Americans. Chances are the Obersoldaten are going to kill everybody. No, he's going to grenade them. Watch this. Watch this shit. That's the only reason you run towards these people, to grenade them. Don't fucking... Because look at your health bar if you don't... like, fucking kill them immediately. So that's the only reason. And they're gonna go for another, they're gonna double dip. They're gonna come fucking in again. There's an ambulance literally right here. And like 4 squads, 3 squads, well, granted, only 2 of them are anti-infantry, but still, they're just fucking owning it up. There's 3 men left, so they leave, but... plus they were getting shot at by paratroopers in the back the entire time. That's how badass Obersoldaten are. And here's another one. These guys are here. And they don't even have any vet. These guys at Vet 5 are basically Arnold Schwarzenegger from the Terminator, or Terminator 2. Maybe Terminator 2? I think he was slightly more impressive than that. I don't know. Either Terminator. Probably Terminator 1, just because they're not quite as badass as Arnold Schwarzenegger, but they do basically have the same accent as Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm assuming. Because he's vaguely Germanic-ish. He's Austrian or something. I don't know. Titty Twister on the COH2.org forums has an Arnold Schwarzenegger signature, which I made for him. It's animated. It's really nice, too. So I guess this thing can't really hit. It like misses, but when it hits, it does some good damage. Wow, whew, what a back and forth game. I would want to kind of call this for the Oberkommando West, I guess. The Puma died. Oh, that's why he lost his Sherman. He was chasing the Puma. I can't believe I missed that. Sorry, I'm as terrible as you obviously think I am normally. That 3 major. Establish retreat point will lock down friendly territory. Oh, the territory. That flashes too fast for me to. Territory locked. Territory locked down by major. Territory locked down by major. What does that mean? Does it mean you can't capture it? Yes. So that's a really good tip. Get your major to Vet 3, which, as far as I can tell, is basically impossible if you're using him responsibly. Get your major to Vet 3, set up a retreat point, it'll lock down the territory. Not super helpful, because if they want to undo that, they just kill the major, which anything in the game can do, except for, like... I mean, anything in the game. It's not like he's that weak. Like, I'm overplaying it a bit. Like, he's not completely weak, but, I mean, he just kill fucking major, it's no big deal. But yeah, you can lock down a territory point. Now it's not locked down, because he's moving. The major's actually a kind of cool guy. Let's go to Romeo, and we can talk about the major in a moment. Oh, these guys are taking it on the chin. They've had it in the ear before. But they got lust for life. So, we go over this major. Lightning bolt, by the way, is sprinting. I know that now. It does not mean Zeus's favor or anything like that. Once you get Vet 3, you get some movement speed buff. And look at these fuckers! Look at that! Jesus Christ! Walking down the street in drag. That is amazing. And they're only Vet 1. I hear some explosions, by the way. Shit! I look away for a moment and the fucking Sherman solos the HQ with the help of the Rakettenwerfer and the AT gun. So it wasn't really soloing, it was like tri-teaming or something. But that was crazy. Did he do it with HE shells? Yes, he did it with HE shells. I'd like to know whether HE or AP do more damage to a building. I'm guessing HE, but it's coming out of my ass. So he's locking down this point, which is going to be a pain for the Oberkommando. Yeah, so I wanted to earlier call the game sort of in the favor of the Oberkommando West. Losing the Puma was kind of a blow. Oh, God. If he loses infantry, it's going to be a big blow. The thing is, all you need to... Oh, it's dead. I guess the HE buff actually is in effect. So, the United States player is just doing a really good job of holding territory and keeping squads alive, whereas the Oberkommando West is not keeping squads alive and subsequently can't, consequently can't keep territory. He's doing a great job capping. We've got a paratrooper call in, so I can't wait to see where these guys land. Come on. Can't even see the airplane. There's the people. There's the people. People on the street. They fall in a little line. How adorable. Are these guys gonna land in the water? Oh, please land in the water. Oh! 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 Get bent! Get bent. I actually don't have anything against Americans, myself being an American, but that was just amusing. Oh! So they fall in a line. Now you know. And when you drop them, you'll see a little arrow that indicates the wind direction. Look at the fucking manpower floated over on the Oberkommandos. Switch over, let's see. I don't know, he doesn't want to buy another Obersoldaten squad, because that's too much anti-infantry, I guess. It's too much only anti-infantry, needs some sort of anti-tank. Oh, now he's purchasing something. No, I swapped it, so the resource thing swaps. He's still floating 800 manpower. I would like to see, whoop, that's the wrong thing. I would like to see, Jesus, what's going on? I would like to see a Rakettenwerfer purchase. It's only 270 manpower. You've got the fucking manpower to spare. These guys are finally killing some people. I guess that 3 helps. You've got the fucking manpower to spare, and you could really use the anti-tank now that these Shermans are popping up on the field. If you don't want that, oh, the grenade. Maybe they're not doing anything. That's a nice retreat path. I guess it's TychoCelchuuu. What a fucking forward base we've got. If you don't want to buy a Rakettenwerfer, sorry, I'm using the little middle mouse button on my mouse to scroll around. I'm sure you can hear that. If you don't, oh god! if you don't want to buy a Raketenwerfer, buy some Volksgrenadiers to replace those ones who just got vaporized. I like the capping, by the way, from the Oberkommando West. It's just gonna be too little, too late, because it's losing map, or not losing map control, losing squads. It's lost 2 squads in recent memory, and you want to keep an eye on this Panther. It's warding off these Shermans, but again, not really enough. I would like to see an assault on this point with the Panther in support. Jesus, the HE shell's blowing some people apart. I guess they really got buffed. And I think he just got... Whoa, Fallschirmjägers are out of there. Jeez, infantry unit is down on the retreat. This is looking like the end for the Oberkommando West. Okay, so in terms of what the Oberkommando West could have done, because I think he sort of had the game, not in the bag, certainly not, but he was doing pretty well. Would have liked to see better squad preservation, would like to see a doctrine choice earlier, and more forceful anti-tank usage. Either use your infantry domination to track down and kill and steal the enemy AT guns, which honestly I think probably would have been the best route for the Oberkommando West at this point. He had a Raketenwerfer, which he lost. He could have had a 57mm, which he could have stolen. And then add that to the Panther, and things would have looked hunky-dory. Instead, the Panther couldn't attack this point, really. I said I wanted to see the Panther assault this point, but the Panther couldn't realistically attack this point because the 57mm and the Raketenwerfer were waiting for him, completely apart from the Shermans, which were sort of on anti-infantry duty, which makes sense. This thing needs to be recruited at some point. So, you really, the name of the game here is United States Squad Preservation. It's no easy feat. Squad preservation and squad killing. It's no easy feat when your opponent's sort of fast text to Obersoldaten, but the Obersoldaten aren't able to do it on their own if there's just not enough squads all around the field. And so even though the Oberkommando West does have pretty much map domination, here comes some paratroopers, probably going to fall over here to cap this thing, or back here to back cap this point. I would more expect this thing, it's less risky, but back capping is more beneficial, so nope, it's right here. Anyone gonna die? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, 6. He lives. I guess you can't die in a VP. That'd be funny if you could just like get fucking speared. Okay, but yeah, so name of the game here is Squad Preservation. And if you're gonna fast tech to Obersoldaten, make them work for you. I would have, again, tried to steal the AT guns. Once the Shermans came out, which was, you know, around the time of the Obersoldaten, it's obviously difficult to use the Obersoldaten effectively, but that's just why you gotta pick and choose your battles and make sure that you can either have some anti-tank ready or steal some anti-tank before those Shermans start popping out, because all you saw from the United States players before this was a bunch of infantry of various stripes, and if you can't handle those by the time you take up to, or if you can't get ready for something more than that, we got some shoe mines. What's going on? Oh, this is gonna be ugly. Oh boy. Again, though, if you watch my previous shotcast, only stuff directly in the path got hurt. All these people standing here, all these people standing here, all these people standing here, totally fine. But yeah, so I like the Panther as a choice, but Panther wasn't able to be used because the AT guns. AT guns would have been easier to use had the Obersoldaten done their job and cleared them out, but just better use of combined arms by the Americans and better squad preservation by the Americans is what's gonna decide the game. And now you know that Shermans can be effective against Obersoldaten with the HE shells, which maybe that was not the case in the past, and they're hunting down the TychoCelchuuu. Now I believe a sensible thing to do. No reason to let those. Okay, this guy has radio net. Someone else, yeah, radio net. Vet 1, if there's any other tanks basically anywhere, your Shermans will be better. So that's a thing to know. See, look, also Fallschirmjägers, not a good doctrine choice, I think. It was a panic doctrine choice to call in some Fallschirmjägers from behind the lines. They were immediately pushed off when that happened, but I don't think when you fast tech to Obersoldaten the solution is to get Fallschirmjägers also, because they just fill the exact same niche. They're anti-infantry fighters. The Obersoldaten are better. They're less expensive. They don't deploy from anywhere on the map, but obviously that's sort of that's the price you pay for Obersoldaten. So once you've got the Obersoldaten, I would have liked to maybe see the Panther command tank doctrine, because then he could have gotten Panther Command tanks, which would have been good. Oh, we better pause the game. He's saying GG so I can look around the map. So I would like to see the Panther Command tank doctrine, or what's the other doctrine? What do you get from the other doctrine? Oberkommandos. You get the Fallschirmjägers, you get the Panther Command tank, or you get some other bullshit. It'll come to me, but even if it doesn't, I'm not sure that Fallschirmjäger doctrine was the one to choose. So yeah, squad preservation, Sherman's own, and beware of the Obersoldaten. If your opponent's fast-teching to them, then get your AT guns set up and get your Shermans set up before they come. Otherwise, you could be in bad news. But the American hero is in good news. So well played by both players. It was an exciting match, lots of bodies. Got to see a Vet 3 Major locking down a point, which I didn't know he could do. So that's the Tycho tip of the day. Do a thing.